Quickly, there's no time. To the sheltered harbour. I'll explain when we get there. Ooh, that was a close one, eh? G'day and welcome. In case you missed it, there's a bit of a war going on the surface. And this one is about as grey as I could possibly imagine. I can't tell who the good guy is, who the bad guy is, or who even the key stakeholders are. You're looking at me confused. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? That's okay. I guess I better get you up to speed on what's happening then.
The Republic fleet is on the defensive and pushed to the brink as war rages in the much-contested Outer Rim territories. Chaos and fear mount as the Separatist army rages an epic battle against heavily outnumbered Republic ships.
The year is 2022, and Star Wars fans have enjoyed a time of relative peace. There's been some hits, there's been some misses, but across the board, most people are happy to see new content that celebrates the original trilogy and steers away from the sequels. None more so than Disney, who are desperately depending on the Star Wars franchise to steady their sinking ship. The month of May is normally a time to rejoice for Star Wars fans as they conduct the annual Star Wars celebration, this year commencing on the 26th of May.
I guess I was wrong. There was no danger at all.
But on the eve of Star Wars Celebration, the first shot was fired. Prior to the launch of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, Variety published an article stating that Lucasfilm had warned Moses Ingram to expect possible backlash to her character, which could include racism targeted at her. Speculation quickly mounted about why Lucasfilm would release such an article on the eve of the Kenobi series. Was this Disney's and Lucasfilm's way of letting fans know that they weren't going to tolerate what happened to Ahmad Best, Kelly Tran, and John Boyega? Or was it their way of priming their audience in the event that their show didn't do too well, so they had a convenient scapegoat upon which to blame the poor reception of the Kenobi series?
Difficult to see. Always in motion is the future.
On the 27th of May, the Kenobi series aired, to mixed reactions.
I'm so furious.
There you go, folks.
I can't even sleep. I'm just so mad.
Ooh, so many emotions.
I don't like the direction for this series. I think it's they chose the wrong person to direct this.
Justin, think of our daughters and human
I know, but like they're
traffickers.
so like bumbling. Like it's.
First turns up, we at EFAP were like, oh god, here it is. This is the part we've been warning about for 2 years.
It's doing exactly what I was afraid the series would do.
Openings go, this is strong, and its promises have me hopeful for a show that could be one of the brightest stars in the Disney Plus portfolio.
And unfortunately, it seemed history was due to repeat itself. On the 31st of May, Moses Ingram posted an Instagram story stating that she had received hundreds, if not thousands, of racist comments targeted at her and her portrayal of the character of Reva. Disney Star Wars Twitter was quick to come to Moses' aid, posting the following. However, the show of support from Disney Star Wars to Moses was not enough, and they swiftly followed the first tweet with a follow-up tweet that was more targeted. Almost instantly, Disney had drawn up the battle line. You either liked Moses Ingram and her portrayal of the character Reva, or you were a racist. More likely, that's how the masses perceived the tweet, but given that most people understand the world as binary opposition, I am this because I am not that.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
This was all but a free fire line to every single person on Twitter to start having a go at one another. The following morning, on the 1st of June, Ewan McGregor, the lead actor and executive producer on the Kenobi series, released a video statement of his own. He initially thanked fans for making the Kenobi series the most watched premiere on Disney Plus in history. However, he then went on to reveal the dark side of the fandom, stating that Moses had in fact received several, if not dozens, of racist and disgusting DMs.
Oh dear.
He then made it clear on his own terms that if you targeted Moses for her portrayal of Reva, you were not a fan of Star Wars. Naturally, this video was retweeted thousands of times, which unfortunately didn't settle the issue at all, but seemed to throw fuel on the fire.
I will do what I must.
You will try.
Coincidentally, on the 1st of June, the third episode of the Kenobi series aired. We're entering into spoiler territory here for episode 3, guys, so if you haven't seen episode 3, you have been warned. Episode 3 aired and revealed the return of Lord Vader. Naturally, Darth Vader started trending on Twitter.
Most impressive.
And it seemed for many fans this was the final straw. While some were happy to see the return of Lord Vader, others were very upset that the episode effectively retconned the original confrontation in A New Hope.
I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. We meet again at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
As a result, many fans flocked to the review sites to let their feelings about the series be known. Between the 2nd and 3rd of June, articles started to get released about fans review bombing the Kenobi series. The Access and mainstream media claimed that this is the work of toxic and racist fans who had it in for Moses Ingram. As a result, once again, social media was plunged into a battleground about whether or not it was okay to like the Kenobi series, and if you did not, were you a racist? And that's where I found you, my friend, drifting in amongst all that toxicity. It's very, very fortunate you weren't hurt. But fear not, we are relatively safe in my sheltered harbour. If you've made it this far, I assume you want to know what I think about the whole situation. Well, I'm highly sceptical. As I said in my previous video, racism is never okay, and I feel kind of dumb for saying it out loud, but genuine criticism of an actor and a character is absolutely okay, because we're all about that on this channel. So why is this particular actor attached to this franchise a hotbed for absolute toxicity online? Well, if I had to guess, I would say that it has something to do with a little bit of Disney agenda pushing. The fact that many fans hold Star Wars up as some sort of sacred modern folklore, and that both sides of the political sphere have bled into modern entertainment and have used them at varying points as soapboxes for a message. Regardless of your worldviews, however, you should be able to enjoy or not enjoy Star Wars and not be called a racist or a phobe as a result. So I guess the question remains, are Star Wars fans racist for not liking the Obi-Wan Kenobi series and that's why they're review bombing? Or are many of these reviews the words of frustrated fans who have finally had enough with Disney milking their franchise without putting in any effort? Unfortunately, my friend, the answer is not so cut and dry. We do not live in a world where you are good and evil and things are black and white. There is grey everywhere and nuance is to be sought in all arguments.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Do I believe that Moses has been the target of racist fan abuse? Absolutely I do, because the best predictor of future behaviour is previous behaviour, and unfortunately, some elements of the Star Wars fandom have proved this in the past. I'm not saying that this behaviour is comprised solely within the Star Wars fandom, but it's a massive fandom and dickheads exist everywhere. There have been plenty of examples of this sort of behaviour in the past, unfortunately, and one could be forgiven for seeing Disney's actions as an attempt to protect Moses from this sort of backlash. However, Disney as a corporation also is massive and undoubtedly also has dickheads within. Their track record with questionable marketing posters that could be perceived as racist, coupled with their inability to protect actors from previous iterations of this sort of backlash, is well documented. So perhaps this tweet was their way of protecting Moses Ingram.
Perhaps.
I would believe that if this article didn't get released prior to Kenobi airing. And then, like clockwork, the fans were being blamed for review bombing. So are all these reviews the work of toxic racist fans? I don't think so. But it's a convenient and powerful argument to have on your side if you're unable to justify that the series is good. My friend, I want you to have a look at something really quick. I know, it's hard to look at, but we must. Remember when there was a whole bunch of criticism levelled at The Last Jedi, the film that is arguably the one that split the fanbase? Remember how all of that was passed off as toxic fanboys upset that it didn't go the way they thought it was going to go? Remember how when that argument grew stale that Russian bots were blamed for review bombing of the film? Because it must be impossible that a fandom as large as that of Star Wars could possibly let their opinion about something be known. Where have I seen this tactic before?
He can see things before they happen. That's why he appears to have such quick reflexes. It's a Jedi trait.
A film can be bad without the audience being a bunch of racist, whiny man-baby assholes. And bad reviews are not always reflective of Russian bots or a toxic fandom. If you enjoyed The Last Jedi, that's absolutely okay. I'm not telling you that you can't enjoy it. But keep in mind that I enjoyed Batman and Robin, and that film is absolutely terrible.
I want a car.
chicks dig the car.
This is why Superman works alone.
I am, however, going to link a video below to one of my favourite YouTubers, Mauler, who spends a great deal of time articulating why The Last Jedi is not a great film, not only from a storytelling perspective, but also from a wider canon perspective as well. Not that I have any strong feelings about whether or not canon is important to a franchise.
Yes. Your thoughts betray you. Your feelings for them are strong.
My point is, in a fandom as large as Star Wars, there's always going to be toxic dickheads, but undoubtedly there's going to be others who have a genuine and valid criticism to level at something that they know and love. Disney, preloading the fan base with the idea of racism before Kenobi aired, stinks to high heaven as a scapegoat for genuine criticism. And then, again like clockwork, after the third episode aired and there was some contentious moments in there in regards to the Star Wars canon, people started letting their views be known. Disney deflect any criticism of their show onto racist fans conducting a review bombing campaign. It is not that black and white. If you do not like the Kenobi series, I'm sure there's a number of valid criticisms, but it seems like Disney is incapable of accepting any criticism at all, and they always pass it off as some reason, whether it's bots or racists. So what's the truth of it all? Are all these reviews the work of toxic fanboys who are racist and hate Moses Ingram? Well, undoubtedly there'd be a few of them in there. As I said, there is dickheads in every franchise, but I don't think it would be the majority. Is there a whole bunch of voices in there who are unable to articulate just what it is about the show that is upsetting them? Yes, of course there is. Is there a number of genuine criticisms in there as well that are carefully articulated? Of course there would be. This situation, despite what Disney would have you believe, is not as convenient as disliking the show equals racist. There is a very real possibility that the writing, direction and acting is poor, and that's what people are upset about. But what's easier to believe? That you've created something that isn't up to the standard of modern mythos that is Star Wars? Or that every single review that is negative is from a racist bigot who can't articulate themselves, and therefore you have nothing to worry about? I'm not Disney, but I know which narrative I prefer to believe. Sounds like the fighting has moved on for now. Might be a good time for you to scuttle out of here. But remember, I'm just a brainless lump who's imploring people to use a little bit more grey matter when it comes to matters like this, and make up their own mind rather than jumping on a bandwagon.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. Now get out of here.
Hooroo.